Thank you for joining me for another Quick Hits conversation. I would love to talk to you about what does the first 30 days of working with a marketer look like? And Rick, I'd love for you to kick us off on this one.
Is that a lot of companies have a lot of expectations for what a marketer, PR, advertising firm should look like and what they should do. And they should just jump right into it and just start working. And that's what we're paying you to do, is start working. But it's very unrealistic, because we need to have an understanding of your company. We need to understand what makes it work, what makes it tick. What are you trying to accomplish? Who are you trying to reach? What are you trying to say? What have you done before? What has worked? What hasn't worked? What's your competition doing? What does it need to look like at the end of the equation? I mean, what's the end goal here? Is it increasing sales? Is it reducing costs? Is it generating prospects? Is it generating leads? What is your goal? And that's kind of where we need to start. So it is kind of fact finding. It is trying to ascertain, what direction we need to be going so that we're fulfilling your objectives.
So as a business owner, should I expect nothing to happen in the first 30 days except conversation?
Not necessarily. It might depend on what the project is. So, for example, if you have a news announcement, it could be something as simple as, we've got a new hire, or we're opening a new office or something. We basically would just need to find some of that information and could write on a release and then get it out there. But if you're talking about a full-blown marketing plan or advertising plan, or you're going to launch a website, or you want to reach every resident in the state of Arkansas, it's going to take some time. We need to know what you're trying to do.
Karen, you had a thought about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and on my own for the last 10 plus years. And I say this recently, within the last couple of years, realized I need an onboarding checklist. Mm-hmm. And this checklist is all of, what are your logins? What are the URLs? What are your brand colors? Where's your vector logo? And what this does, while I am collecting all this, what I'm discovering about you as a client is your operations and organizational systems. Mm-hmm. So if you can't find your vector logo, or you can't find your logins, and it's taken 6 weeks to do that, I mean, that tells me we have a different problem than just marketing. And so that onboarding checklist, I mean, literally, it takes me 30 days to get that. Here's the Hootsuite login. Oh, well, Hootsuite's not working with Twitter, so can you just give me Twitter today? I mean, like, it goes on and on and on. And literally, it takes a full 30 days to collect all that info.
And I know, Charles, you talk about, not giving a prescription without, getting a diagnosis, understanding what's going on. What is your process for the first 30 days? What does that look like?
It's a lot of SOP, like Karen was talking about. It's a lot of really diving deep into that. So there's two different clients I work with. It's more company clients, and then there's private clients. The private clients take a little bit different path, the private one-on-one clients, but the company clients absolutely go through that checklist. But what I'm looking to do with both of those is essentially three things in the first 30 days. One is get them an emotional win, because a lot of them have hired, quote unquote, and I know we've all three heard this, I've hired marketers before and nothing's ever happened.
Yeah.
Well, this first 30 days is going to tell me why nothing happened with the other people. And it's also going to tell me, should I continue working with you?
Yeah.
So I always have an escape clause after that first 30 days.
Ooh, I like that. I'm going to start adding that in, because that isn't, because, and not to jump on what you're saying, but that escape clause, because like I said, I find out where you are in your state of business, and maybe I'm not prepared to do that hand holding.
100%. So with both clients, even with the escape clause, one of the things I'm looking for, actually three things that I want to achieve for them in the first 30 days. First of all, going back to what you said, Rick, is we have to hold the boundaries, and we have to continue to communicate the expectations. I've been doing this since '99, and I like to say the late 1900s. I've been marketing. But just because they read it once or you said it once doesn't mean they're going to remember it. And quite often when the exchange of money happens, that's when they start to forget things and just want you to rush and hurry up. So we know that we can't rush anything. I like to say, if you can't rush anything, you want it to last forever. And most people want their businesses to last forever. So we have to take our time and do it. But the three, I want to get them 3 wins in that first month, if at all possible. One is an emotional win to justify they made a good decision in doing what they did. And the second is an action-based win, which is, let's get something done that makes you feel accomplished. And the third thing I want to happen is I want to get them a results-based win. There has to be something we do in that first 30 days that gets them a result. Karen, you mentioned branding, logo, colors, and those types of things. So can we put together the start of an identity guide for them so that they have it for all the other contractors they ever work with? So as I've refined my process over the past 21 years, it's really came down to that. It's that first month. I really want to, even if you don't work with me forever, I want to set you up for success with whomever you work with next.
So I have a question then. There's an escape clause for you guys if you get into a business and realize, whoa, this is a disaster, can't deal with this. How do I, as a business owner on the other side of it, after that first 30 days, when there's really not a lot going on, right? You're telling me it takes time to get the ball rolling. Is there a way for me to know that this ball is rolling in the direction I don't want it to go for me to escape at 30 days? Or do I have to wait longer to know whether I've hired the wrong marketer?
You actually build it into your contract.
One at a time.
You can actually build it into the contract that you have with the client. So I actually have it in there that we can actually part company with 30 days notice. And then if any projects that were underway that's already been, we've already done the work on, or we've had out-of-pocket expenses, client's still responsible for that, but at least gives both parties an opportunity to walk away.
But that doesn't help me know if I should walk away.
Right.
The ability that I could doesn't help me know if I should. And I've hired some marketers that I should have walked away from, but I didn't feel like I had the data to do that.
Mm-hmm. And that's setting that expectations that both Charles and Karen talked about. And, one of the things that I like to do on that very first day is I want to talk about the challenges that you're facing. And I want to know all the different things. So for example, somebody might call me up and say, hey, Rick, nobody's reading our newsletter. Can you help fix our newsletter? Can you redesign it or whatever? I say, all right, let's sit down and talk. What do you do? What do you want to accomplish? And we may find out that there's 5 or 6 other things from a communications perspective that are challenges for them. And the newsletter may actually be number 6 on the list. So maybe we should be focusing on the most important 1 or 2 things and then get back to the newsletter, because those other things are going to have greater impact. They're going to have greater reach. They have more opportunities to generate business or revenue or leads or whatever than number 6.
Yeah, and to add to that, there could be tech challenges too. Yep. Let's say that they come to you with nobody is reading my newsletter. Yeah. One of the first things I like to do is, did you assign your SPF records? Is your DKIM set up correctly? Do you have a secure website? Look at the tech piece, because they could not be reading it because it's going to spam, because you never set up all your email records that you should have so that you could actually send from that domain, from that email system.
So Karen, can you answer my question? Because I got a lot of data, a lot of words there, but my question didn't get answered. How do I know as a business owner after 30 days if I've hired someone good or someone who's lousy?
This is going to not be your most favorite answer, but one, I look at if there is a checklist, and are we accomplishing what we said we were going to gather during that checklist? That would be my first thing. And the most important thing is, how did that communication go while you were trying to collect that information? Was it seamless? Was it, let me get it to you, and then you have to ask 5 more times? There's a lot of hunches that play that second piece where you go, man, I thought this would be smoother. But you also, the third most important piece, I think, for clients, look in the mirror. Because a lot of times, if you came to me and said, I hired a marketer before that didn't do XYZ, or this is my 3rd marketer, boy, I'm starting to go like, well, wait a minute, who's the real problem here? And I know there's all kinds of marketers out there. Every marketer can't be bad. So, it makes me say, maybe it's my processes that need some work, and then I'll be ready for marketing. But I do think that I think clients forget to look in the mirror a lot. They want that quick fix, and they want somebody to take it over, but then they're not willing to let it be taken over in the way it needs to be taken over.
Karen's absolutely right. And I would bet just about every marketer has heard this from their client. It's basically a hurry up and wait. It's like, I want to get it done. We got to have it done next week. And then, well, wait, I don't have the materials. I'll send it to you. And then they don't send it to you. We'll have so-and-so contact you. They don't contact you. So a lot of times it's the client dropping the ball. The marketer's waiting for the materials, and the client has the expectation the work needs to get done, but they're not fulfilling their end of the equation. So that creates
about 10 minutes on the first 30 days of marketing. Thank you for having this conversation with me. I'm not sure I like your answers, but we'll talk again soon. Thanks so much.